18 minutes after 8 here on Morning Live. Now, the City of Johannesburg is offering additional municipal rates relief to property owners and businesses in the city. Residents who have been experiencing financial distress due to the lockdown and COVID-19 could also speak to the city regarding some of these relief efforts. Now, the relief that we're talking about this morning includes the waiving of penalty interest charges on defaulting municipal accounts for between April and June. And recently, account holders were also granted a reduction in the proposed tariffs. So to tell us more about all of this, we're joined by Jolidee Matongo, who is the mayoral member for the finance in the City of Johannesburg. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you very much.
Now, Jolidee, firstly, let's talk about how the payment of rates by consumers has been affected since the lockdown began.
Well, since the lockdown has begun in the month of April, May and June, we have seen a reduction in the revenue collected by the city with over 1.2 billion under collected by the city, meaning that the residents and businesses alike could not afford to pay their rates and taxes during that particular period of April, May and June. So we could not reach our target of revenue collection. We billed people, but people didn't pay.
And of course, we all know at this point the sort of disruption that COVID-19 has brought about. Many people have lost their jobs. Many people maybe on short time, not earning what they used to earn. So what kind of relief is being offered to account holders in the City of Johannesburg?
Well, what we have decided to do as the council is to say, for the period of 3 months, the month of April, May and June, when the lockdown was at level 5, level 4 and level 3 respectively, we would then not charge the residents the property rates. When you look at your municipal bill, there are a number of things that you are charged for. One of them is the property rates. Then you also charge for water, electricity and sanitation. So we have taken a view that let's not charge people for the property rates for the period of 3 months, meaning that the residents, all residential properties will not be charged for property rates for a period of 3 months. People do not have to apply for this. It will automatically be uploaded and credited to their accounts. But as far as business is concerned, because there are a number of businesses that continue to operate during the lockdown, we request businesses to apply. There are forms that are found in the website of the city. They can download the forms and apply and submit relevant information such as bank statements and other relevant information to make their case. So their matter will then be attended to on a case-by-case basis.
All right, but for ordinary household residents, it is an automatic process.
It is automatic for all residential properties. They do not have to apply. But in the case of multi-purpose residential properties, like your townhouse complexes and estates, what we're asking for is that the property owners need to apply and provide information to the city about the details of the tenants who are residing there, so that when we give the relief, we also want to check whether the people that are staying in the townhouse complexes who pay towards the body corporate also get the relief that the city would have given to the body corporate.
So with regard to the reduction in the proposed tariffs, how has that been communicated to customers, one? And two, how are customers going to benefit from this particular proposal?
Well, over the years, what the city has always done was to say, we look at what Rand Water will charge us for water. For instance, if Rand Water says they are charging us 6.6% increase for water, the city would then add a 2% charge, which charge would then be used for the maintenance and repair of the water infrastructure. Similarly, we look at what Eskom would charge us for electricity. If Eskom says they'll charge us 6.2%, and would be repair and maintain the infrastructure on electricity. But this time around, we have taken a view that we will charge what the customers, what Eskom and Rand Water are charging us, so we will not add the 2% charge so as to enable the city to have money to repair and maintain the infrastructure will have to find money elsewhere in the city to deal with the program of repairs and maintenance of the infrastructure for water and electricity.
And what about businesses in this regard?
Well, for business, there is a ratio that we charge to business, which in the previous financial year was the ratio was 1 is to 2.6. We have decided to reduce the ratio of business to 1 is to 2.5 in this particular financial year. So we are trying also to reduce the taxes that we charge to business as well, so that business is able to continue to function and employ people, so that people have got income and they can survive in these difficult times.
Jolidee, there has been an issue that's been raised by some residents in the city of Johannesburg with regard to billing once again. And what they are saying is that they've received communication from the City of Johannesburg saying that they should basically estimate, or they should average out what they ought to be paying, because they haven't actually received any accounts for a few months. So are you aware of that? Why is that being done, and how is that meant to play out in the long term?
Well, the situation in relation to the July billing is that we could not bill the customers on time. The reason being that if you bill people, you must bill them on the basis of the rates and taxes that are approved by council. As you would know, the budget of the city was only approved on the 9th of July, but normally the budget would have been approved before the 1st of July, and the tariffs would have then been uploaded in the system to enable the billing department to bill people on the basis of approved rates and taxes, including the tariffs. So that was not the case this time around. So we have requested residents to pay the average that they pay on a monthly basis. So if you are used to paying 2,000 rand, that's what we are asking you to do, whilst we are sorting out the issue of the bills. The bills have now been issued, the rates and taxes and tariffs have been uploaded in the system, because you couldn't upload the old tariffs. You couldn't charge people something that is not approved by the council. We had to wait for council to approve the tariffs and the rates and taxes.
Well, I hope that is clear to the residents of Joburg, but should people have more queries, how can they go about contacting the city?
Well, our customer care centers are open in all the 7 regions. They can go to Tuso House in Braamfontein, in Lenasia. They can go to the Civic Center in Rose Avenue. In Sandton, they can also go to the customer center. So we got customer centers, but they can also call our contact center number, which is 011-375-5555. Then the contact center can then give them the physical addresses, including the email addresses that they can use to communicate with the city.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Jolidee Matongo, who is the member of the Mayoral Council for Finance at the City of Johannesburg, talking to us about municipal rates relief for property users and property owners and businesses. And this, of course, applying to residents who have been financially impacted by the lockdown, and also some broad-based relief that the city is now offering its residents. Let's take a break before we bring you a final headline news update.